What's up guys, and welcome to today's video. I'm Eloise from Fitwaffle, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make the best soft and chewy cookies. Now I like to call these Subway style cookies, and if you've tried Subway cookies before you'll know how good they are, and if you haven't I would highly recommend them, or just make these because they taste maybe better. Am I allowed to say that? I really like them. They're really easy to make, and I'm going to be showing you all my tips and tricks on how to make them today. To make these cookies, you're going to need unsalted butter, melted and cooled slightly. You just don't want it to be piping hot. Granulated sugar, light brown sugar. You can also use dark brown sugar, but I prefer to use light brown in these. You need plain flour, 1 large egg, about room temperature. Mine is slightly cold, but you just don't want it to be freezing. Bicarbonate of soda, salt, vanilla extract, and chocolate chips. If you want to use something other than chocolate chips, like nuts or sprinkles or white chocolate chips, you can. These cookies are super versatile, so you can really put whatever you like in it. If you check out my Instagram, you'll see lots of different variations that you can do with these. For the equipment, you need a large mixing bowl, a hand whisk, a spatula or a wooden spoon. You're also going to need your measuring spoons, obviously. And you're also going to need a cookie sheet. If you don't have a large cookie sheet, you can use a regular baking tray, but I would recommend that you line it, so you'll also need parchment paper. So let's get going making these cookies. First, you're going to add your unsalted butter, followed by your light brown sugar and your granulated sugar. And you're going to whisk these together until it's nice and smooth. This really gives you a good forearm workout using a hand whisk. So all the sugar and butter is now combined. So we've got a nice paste. So next step, we're going to put in the egg and vanilla extract. So when you're mixing, it should go nice and smooth, a nice light colour, and when you pick up your whisk, it should hold for a few seconds before dropping off. You also need a large sieve. So this is for your dry ingredients. You're going to add your plain flour, 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, followed by ½ teaspoon of salt. So now you're just going to sift in those ingredients, and this helps to give it a nice texture, and it helps all the ingredients combine easier. Now you're going to grab your spatula and you're just going to fold these ingredients in. And with the flour, we don't want to try and overmix because that will make the cookies tougher. So you just want to fold until just combined with just a few streaks left. There we go, perfect. We're going to add our chocolate chips and then just fold those in. Right, so now we're going to refrigerate this. I'm going to grab some cling film to cover it. So this is going in the fridge for ½ an hour. I would highly recommend doing it for ½ an hour minimum, but if you want to do it overnight, that's absolutely fine, as it helps bring the flavors together to give you a more caramelized, deeper flavored cookie. But I'm going to do mine for ½ an hour and then we'll be back. We are back 30 minutes later with our chilled dough, so it's going to be a bit firmer now, but it should still be scoopable, but just not as wet. So if you have refrigerated yours overnight, you might need to take it out a little bit before scooping just to bring it back to room temperature slightly. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to scoop. The cookie scoop that I'm using is this one. It's the smallest one in a pack of 3, and it's about this big, if that helps at all. So it's about 2 tablespoons full. If you don't have a cookie scoop, don't worry. You can just use your hands. I've done it plenty of times before and they work just fine. The trick is not to make them too big. This is my cookie sheet here, and I would highly recommend getting a cookie sheet if you don't have one, if you're going to make a lot of cookies anyway. So as you can see, I'm sort of just scooping it up, then pressing it together slightly so you've got a nice little round ball. And as you can see, I'm placing them quite far apart on the sheet because these cookies are going to spread, and we don't want our cookies to all mold together into one unless that's what you're going for. And you should get about 20, potentially even 22, 23 cookies out of this. If you're only getting half of that, then you know that your cookie balls are too big. I also forgot to say, luckily, I have the screen to announce this to you. You need to preheat your oven to 160 fan or 180 if you don't have a fan oven, and these cookies are going to go in for 8 to 10 minutes. So that was my oven. They are ready to go in now. So I'm going to put them in like that, make sure they're further enough away. And if your oven cooks unevenly like mine does, you can actually open the door and just flip them around so they cook a bit more evenly. But anyway, we're going to put them in the oven now and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay guys, so here are our cookies. Mine went in for exactly 8 minutes. Yours may need slightly longer. Now we need to do this quickly. If you have a cookie cutter or something round, we're gonna push the cookies into a nice round shape. So this is how you get them looking nice and professional. Let's start with this dodgy looking one. So basically you're going to place it over and you're just going to pull it into shape. Some of them you won't be able to save, like this one was too out of shape, and you do need to do this when they're hot, because as soon as they cool and those edges start to go hard, you won't be able to do this anymore. And again, be gentle because you don't want to scratch your pan or your cookie sheet. Don't worry too much if you're using parchment paper. As you can see, they look quite puffy at the moment. And then once they cool, they're gonna go nice and flat and crinkly and give that nice soft chewy texture. If you overcook them until you think they're done, you're gonna end up with some very hard, crunchy cookies. So they need to look underdone when they come out the oven. Let them cool for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then you can move them. So now they've cooled, I'm gonna grab us a cooling rack. Nice big one. So we're gonna transfer them onto the cooling rack for them to cool fully. So fingers crossed these are cool enough for me to move now. So you're just gonna slide a sturdy spatula underneath and this should just pop off. Obviously, if you do want crustier, firmer cookies, you can always cook them for a little bit longer, but I like mine nice and soft. Okay, perfect. So here are our finished cookies. I'm not gonna slide them too much because they'll probably just fall off, but I'm so excited to try one. Which one shall I have? I want a bit of a crispy bit, a bit of a chocolatey bit, and a bit of a soft bit. This one. Oh, the chocolate's still so warm. Oh my gosh, look at that. Looks so nice. That crunch. They're so good. Okay guys, so I really hope you enjoyed this video today. If you are new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you'd like me to make next. Also, check out my other social medias. I'm basically Fitwaffle and Fitwaffle Kitchen everywhere, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!